in late December now, and the nights have pulled right in. Cold weather, wind, rain, everything we've been at just recently. We've had some really nice skies as well, and I'm sure a lot of people in the UK would have also seen a lot of them skies. One of them being the mother of pearl sky, which is absolutely beautiful, or the rainbow sky some people call it. So you may have not seen many videos from me lately, and that's because I've been using the wrong setting on the video on my camera, and I hadn't realised that it had thrown the editing suite into some sort of a meltdown. And it wouldn't put all the description boxes in correctly, which annoyed me. But I finally got to the bottom of it and realised that I have been recording in the wrong format. By accident, I changed the settings. So we are in December, and I thought I'd give you a quick fly through the garden. We'll do a very short video, because believe it or not, just a 10-minute video can take me 3 hours to edit. We're losing a lot of the light at the minute, so the quality's not going to be great. But I just thought I'd show you the garden as it stands at the moment. And it's in its winter coat. Everything's fallen away, most stuff. Some of the evergreens are still showing quite nicely. As you can see, pampas grasses are good for that, for the evergreen effect. They're looking good. Most of the grasses have gone through now, and that's what they're looking like. But I like that look. That's why I grow them. That winter silhouette that most miscanthuses and other grasses tend to be good at. The wildlife dip pools are looking good. I've got loads and loads of leaves to get out of that, because the corylus that's at the side of it, as I said in previous videos, that would cause me a major problem. And I had intended to put a netting over it, but I never got around to it. It's just how it is. So we've got a lot of work to do to get those out. As you can see, it's full of leaf in both sides. Relatively easy to fix. I'll soon get on top of that. The rest of the garden's looking okay. Not bad at all, really. And I'm desperate to get out here, but my arm's been playing up, so I've resisted getting out here. And I tend to leave it at this time of year anyway. I leave all of the dead and dying material because it's good for insects, and I always leave it. And a bonus of leaving it so long is that you will find more seedlings growing. So if you're not going through the borders and raking through them and you've left them alone, then the chances are that more seedlings will germinate. Now usually I've removed all the Millenias by now, but as I said, I've had a bit of problem with my arms, or one arm in particular, and that's my right arm typically, the one that I use. And the Millenias have collapsed and really need clearing away now. And I hope to get back to that as soon as my arm sorts itself out. And it will. So it's looking pretty good. I quite like it at this time of year because there's lots of dead things, and a lot of people don't come out into the gardens and look at stuff like this. But I like to. I like to see what's going on. And it's all looking pretty good. Mahogany is out. And that's in flower at the moment. And everything else is looking good. Plants like this. The plant on the right, that is a hellebore, and that's Photides, the stinking hellebore. And to the left of that is that hydrangea, and that's quercufoliate and burgundy. And it's not really all gone completely burgundy because it's just not been cold enough. The grasses, and I keep going on about the grasses, but they do look so good at this time of year. And so do the euphorbias, which I always mention as well. Now, hopefully, next year I will go more in depth with a lot of the other plants that I have, because I tend to go over the same stuff. I realise that, but that's because the garden is developing still. Remember, and I want to show you what's looking good for me at any particular time that I'm in the garden. And not everything does look good. Some of the smaller plants just need a bit of time to get going so that I can talk about them a lot more. And when they're little dinky little things, it's easy to lose interest in them. They look good though. To the left there, you can see the old sedums, which are now Hylotelephiums, the brown dome-looking plant, and it looks great in the winter light. And I always enjoy looking at those. And one thing that particularly looks great is this here, and I go on about this one from time to time. And this is a Pinus, and it's called Chief Joseph. It's Pinus contorta Chief Joseph, and it's a beauty. And that's really, really yellow now, and it will revert back to green once we get into spring. But looks great at the moment. So the plant in the background there, that's Helleborus, and it's called Agoutifolius. That's the Corsican hellebore. They do really well in the UK. And that came from a plant that was already in the garden when I moved here, and I allowed it to seed around. Now, I've only found 2 of those so far, and I was hoping for them to actually spread a bit more than they have, because I really do like these types of hellebore. I prefer these to the blousy, flowery looking ones. And to the right of that, you can see there's an allium. I can't remember which one that is. It's probably Summer Drummer, but I think it could also be Allium Atropurpureum, which I put in here as well. And the allium leaves tend to come up quite early in the year, or late in the year, but they tend to come up before spring hits. But they'll not flower for a long time yet. Now, another good grass, because I like to talk about my grasses, is this one here. And it's practically evergreen. Short-lived, unfortunately. The old Stipa rundinacea, it's now called Anamanthale lesoniana, but it's a beauty. It's called the pheasant tail grass. Real nice. If you've got a wildlifey garden, it's good for that. We've got this epimedium here. These look good at this time of year. And this one's called Spine Tingler. It's a very spiky one. I've got several epimediums around the garden that I've not shown in the past. As I said earlier, I hope to get around and start showing you different plants. So in general, the garden's looking good. And I don't know what the quality of this video is going to be, because the light really isn't there. So, I've been talking about this for so long now, and I bet none of you believed I was actually going to go through with it. But here's the telegraph poles. Finally got them. Well, I've actually had them for about 5 weeks, but not been able to put them in because I just can't do it at the moment with my arm being the way it is. But these are going to be going in within the next month or so, hopefully, and they should look really, really nice. And they're going to make the telegraph pole pergola walk, so they should look really, really nice. So we'll just give you a little pan around on the garden to show you where we're at the moment. It's a bit cold today and a bit windy, but it's nice nevertheless. And where those telegraph poles are there, and those little white posts, that's where the new telegraph pole pergola walkway is going to be. And I'm really looking forward to that. It's quite exciting, actually. I'm probably going to be in a lot of pain when I do it. I'll try not to talk too much about my pain, but there you go. And let's see how it goes. So there you go. A quick video, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Ta-da!